Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, hello, my name is Caroline and I am pregnant. I already have a 2-year-old, he's 2.5, and baby number 2 is coming in July 2022. So how many months is that? 7 months away? Yeah, about that, which is absolutely terrifying to think. 7 to 6 months away? Whew, yeah. Wow, I hadn't really thought about that before. Jeez. Anyway, just a little disclaimer. Obviously, I am pregnant, but I'm not going to be talking about my pregnancy in every single video going forward. So don't worry about that if this is not of interest to you. Yeah, I just want to do a little update on what my first trimester was like. I did that in my previous pregnancy with my son, my first son. I don't know what this baby is. And I think I spoke for far too long in that video, so I'm not going to make this video very long. I was in my first trimester in 2018. Nothing really happened, I don't think. I was a bit tired. Cravings wise, I didn't have too many cravings. I liked bagels. Sesame seed bagels were like my thing, but I didn't have too many like pregnancy symptoms. I was really lucky in that sense that I didn't have any sort of like major issues in my first trimester with Ellis. This time around, not had any major issues, but let me just go through my notes because I definitely had symptoms of being pregnant. And oh boy. So let's see. So the first few weeks I was very angry. I distinctly remember being like, this is a rage I haven't really felt. It was like rage anger. Thankfully that's gone. I am a very anxious person. I have lots of intrusive thoughts, which is not good, but it is what it is, something I'm working on. But so something that happened a lot in the first trimester was constant intrusive thoughts that something was going to go wrong. In the UK, you don't get a scan until you're 12 weeks pregnant. Otherwise you have to pay for it, which we did in the end, because again, I can't wait 12 weeks. It's too long. It's 3 months of my life of just waiting. So we did pay for a private scan at a place called the Window to the Womb. I think we had the scan when I was 8 weeks pregnant. 7 to 12 weeks is when everything went mad. Okay, so I had tiredness. I was so tired. I'd come home from work and just be like out on the sofa, absolutely exhausted, had to have a nap almost every day. I was nauseous. Literally, I'd be fine all day. And I would come home and so it's like as soon as I walked in the door, the nausea would just go whoop. So I had to like lie down and just keep lying down until bedtime essentially. I could eat, but I just felt so sick. I was just nauseous. I didn't ever throw up, thankfully, but I was just nauseous the entire evening for a good old chunk of time. I don't recommend that at all. And with a 2-year-old as well, I felt so bad because Ellis would want to climb on me and, you know, play with him and stuff, and I couldn't. I was literally sofa bound because it was awful. I think one day I went to bed about 7 o'clock. Was not fun. And then, like I said, at 8 weeks I had a private scan at Window to the Womb where it was confirmed I was having just the one baby. I did for a brief period of time want twins, okay? I did really want twins for a bit, so for a small chunk of my life. I thought maybe twins would be fun, you know, 2 for the price of 1 kind of thing. Not really, but in pregnancy, yes. And I did like the idea of it. But then when I had an ultrasound at 8 weeks and they said it's just one baby, I was really relieved because I was just like, I don't know how I would cope with twins. Like, I just don't know how. You'd obviously have to. There's nothing you can do. If you have twins, but I was just relieved it wasn't twins. Then at 9 weeks pregnant, I had the fright of my life because I had some bleeding, which wasn't just your usual bleeding that I've had before. It was a lot of blood, and so I panicked. I phoned my doctor and they were useless, I have to say. They simply said you need to go to A&E, which doesn't fill me with any joy whatsoever. It was a Friday night, and so I was just like, I don't want to, how am I going to go to A&E on a Friday night? Like, this is really inconvenient. In the end, I phoned up A&E and they were like, well, there's not much we can do because the early maternity ward won't see you unless you have an appointment from your doctor, and they hadn't given me an appointment. They said just go to A&E, and A&E were like, we won't be able to do anything. You have to just let it play out, so to speak. So that was useless. So on the Monday, when things opened up again, because obviously over the weekend places are closed, highly inconvenient. On the Monday, I went to an early maternity unit in the other side of London, and I had to wait for a couple of hours, but I had a scan on the NHS. and everything was fine, thankfully. The sonographer said she doesn't know why there was any bleeding. She doesn't know, there was no obvious reason, which I guess is a good thing. But obviously it was just the baby clearing space for itself. So all is fine, all is well. After a very panicked Friday evening and a worrisome weekend, all was fine, thankfully. Honestly, being in that early maternity ward wasn't much fun because obviously it's not always the same for everyone. So yes, I was very grateful and very thankful that everything was okay. And then, as well as the nausea and the tiredness, I had a constant metallic taste in my mouth. It was disgusting, it was horrible, nothing would get rid of it. I did, at this point, I have to admit, I did eat some Haribo Tangfastic sweets, which are not vegan or vegetarian because they have gelatin in. I just had this urge for them and I needed them and nothing was cutting it. I wanted the Tangfastic, you know, the squidgy ones, like the thing, they're like the fried eggs, but they're Tangfastic versions. I had to have them, and so I did have to break veganism. I wouldn't say break it, I just had a momentary relapse of eating them because I just had to do it, and that was one thing that did help the metallic taste. Another change, which I remember from when I was pregnant with Ellis, is that I had to adjust to like the new weight of my body. It was really weird because obviously it's a weird concept. I don't know how to explain it. I think if you have been pregnant, you will know what I mean. But like obviously you're used to your body and you carry on with your life as you do with your body. But then when you're pregnant, obviously weight shifts in your body. Not because you've got a bump, because I haven't really got a bump yet, but because of like things being in other places, like your body has to move around, more water and liquid and blood and stuff, and now in a certain area. So walking places, I would get really out of breath really quickly. My usual fast-paced walking, I had to slow it down, and I think it's just my body readjusting to like its new center of gravity, like the new center of weight, because I would be walking and I'd be like, I'm so out of breath. It's just because my legs are clearly like trying to full steam ahead as normal, but my heart and my lungs are like, hold on a second, we're carrying more weight than usual, would you slow down? And I felt like a bit more swishy, if you know what I mean. Like I feel like in my abdomen it feels a bit more, I don't know what the word is. Looser? That's not right. Heavy? I'm not sure. I don't know what the word is. It just feels a bit more like I've had a lot of water to drink. If that makes any sense. But yeah, so that's been my first trimester really. So it's been very intense. The last 9 to 12 weeks especially, I have been sick and tired and it's not been fun. When I hit the 12-week mark, I was like, oh, thankfully I'm out of the 12-week, I'm out of the first trimester. I'm free. No more having to worry about being sick and nauseous and tired and all that jazz. No, for a week after, well no, until I was about 14 weeks, I think, I still had the tiredness. A couple of days in the week I came home and had to have a nap because I was so tired, and I was just like, excuse me, I've been conned. This isn't meant to happen. I'm meant to not be feeling sick or tired after 12 weeks, so back off, mate. But yeah, I've had my 12-week scan, all is well, thankfully. At this moment in time, me and Sean are thinking we're not going to find out the gender of this one. We obviously found out with Ellis, but this time around, we're not sure. I would love to have it as a surprise. My only issue is when I get to that 20-week scan and they ask me if I want to know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to resist. So we will see. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Like I said, I'm 5 weeks away from my 20-week scan. I'm 15 weeks today. So we've got some time to consider. But yeah, I think that's everything to say, really. I'm so relieved the first trimester is over. I was not expecting it to be as rough as it was. I'm glad I'm in my second trimester now, waiting for the glowy skin to happen because I don't have that yet. My skin is still very dry. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I will be updating my second trimester in a few weeks' time when I get to the end of it, which is a scary thought. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, which won't all be pregnancy related, I promise. Bye!